Hey, welcome to In the Den with Dr. Jenn, an open-minded and fun place for females to explore sexuality in a comprehensive manner and start thinking about female sexuality outside the box. I have a dear friend here today as a guest in the den. Now, when I arrived in San Diego 4 years ago to move here, I didn't know anyone, I didn't have a place to stay, and all I had with me was everything that fit in my car for my cross-country drive. Through a very fortunate connection of a friend of a friend of a friend, I was put in contact with Janae, who opened her home, well, really her tiny studio apartment, to me upon arrival. Janae Whittaker Ali is a former Penn State gymnast who is a dedicated life coach now. She was featured on NBC's hit TV show Starting Over, is a national speaker for Olympic, professional, NCAA, and club level teams, and founder of Gold Medal Coaching, XLeteZone.com, and Rhythm of Love. Now, Janae works with men and women, young and old, but today we're going to focus on the work that she does specifically with young female gymnasts around their performance, body image, and life as a teenager in a competitive field. So, first of all, thank you. Great to have you here. Can you share specifically what you're doing with these young women when you work with them as a coach?
Absolutely. With young gymnasts, I work a lot with maybe 8 to 18 years old, so there's a lot of teenage realm. And a big thing is around confidence. So I work with them on their confidence, increasing confidence, balance. They're rigorous athletes that have a tight schedule with school, balancing it with gymnastics, any form of social life and family. So it's a lot around that balance stuff. And what I like, obviously to develop fine young women like you and I, Dr. Jenn, but ultimately it's being a multi-dimensional athlete. They come to me to be better gymnasts, but really what we work on is it's not just about being a great athlete. It's about, can you be a great student? Can you be a great daughter? Can you be a great sibling, a great friend? So we're really developing the multi-systemic approach to sport and developing a young woman.
And just being healthy humans overall.
Absolutely.
Then. Okay. So, how, because I know especially with something around gymnastics, there can be a lot of body image issues. What do you work on with young women around that?
Well, when you're in a leotard, all day long.
It's unforgiving.
You expose a lot. There's nothing to hide in a leotard. And as females, picture yourself in a bathing suit, or men, a Speedo, or maybe a wrestling singlet. Tight for your body, you can't hide anything. And you're in that all day long, you're exposed, and you're being judged based on your body. So it really is everything. There's a lot of body image stuff. And there's been a lot of stuff around gymnastics in movies such as Nadia or Pretty Women in Little Boxes, that they really look at women and gymnasts as always having anorexia or bulimia, and that's not so much the case. There is body image concerns, and so it really is about developing them as loving their bodies, appreciating their bodies. Like the things that gymnasts can do is it's amazing, and so it's about really appreciating their body instead of focusing on my hips are too big, my stomach's too big, my arms aren't strong, just different things that I think a lot of gymnasts focus on. And so we really work on developing, like loving on your body rather than hating on it.
Right. Now, are you finding that, so they're going through adolescence, which is a really hard time anyway. Are you getting them, do you think, at a good point where they haven't gotten a lot of negative images around body and beauty? Or are you just getting them at this just totally crazy time? How's that work?
Well, what's interesting, I'll speak to the younger and then the teenagers. I have some, like I said, 8-year-old, 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds who, believe it or not, have that, but like they're around older gymnasts. They're around 15, 16, 17, 8-year-old gymnasts, and so they hear it in the gym every day. They hear about their body, or maybe an older girl being like, oh, I look fat today, or and so then they take it on themselves. And they're, if you've seen most 11-year-old gymnasts, they're tiny and lean.
Yeah.
And so I think that it starts a little bit there, and then obviously when they hit, I can remember myself when 10th grade, was a little late bloomer, but at that point it wasn't this lean, tiny, muscular little girl anymore. It was like I became a woman, and it was tough. I remember that changing a little bit of your body image and how you looked. I do.
So how, and you could answer this two ways. One, I'm just curious then the impact that you're having on these young girls is their future happiness and all. And so that, but I'm also wondering how you think it would have played out for you if you had had a coach. Would your life have been differently in the path you had chosen? So
Right.
Both of those together, or either?
Well, I think I'll start with the second, that me having a coach, like completely different. I don't think I knew anyone who did what I did when I was competing, or especially as a teenager. So it would have been really helpful, and many of the celebrity athletes that I've interviewed have said to have a mentor along this time would have been very helpful.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it is reassurance that you are great, but just to refocus my image not on what's wrong with my body, but what's amazing about my body, what's good about my body, all the things that Dr. Jenn talks about in the den. So it really is. It would have been very, very helpful. And I think I have a really healthy mindset. Even as a gymnast, I never had an eating disorder or anything like that, but I don't think I realized that I really did have a body image thing. Upon retirement, I realized every single day of my life, I was focused on what was wrong with my body. Every day that I remember training or being an athlete. And I don't think I realized that was wrong,
that it could be any other way.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think what I can bring to the table now to gymnasts, and especially female gymnasts, is that really, like I said before, just building their self-esteem, building their self-worth, not focusing on what's wrong, focusing on what's great, and learning to really love their body in a different way that creates a cycle of empowerment for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you can see that it really does make a difference with them when they start being more confident in their bodies and not be so focused on needing to look. They have a very distorted image of what a perfect body is.
Absolutely.
And obviously our society does, but imagine a gymnast who, it's not just being skinny, you need lean muscle.
Yeah, you need to kind of have it all.
Yeah,
so.
and so it's just a little different. But
all right, well, and our final question, which is our randomly generated Gorilla Soapbox question, is... Okay, I lied.
Whoa.
This isn't randomly generated. I just wanted to ask this. Is it true that gymnasts are better lovers?
it worked for me.
She's 5 months pregnant.
So, it worked. No, absolutely. If you can imagine all these upside down positions you can hold and where your legs can go, I can attest to that. And I remember in college we had posters, team posters about our team, our schedule, and they're all of our team laid out in different kind of sexy poses, I would say.
Yeah.
And there are team posters, and so everyone on campus around the school gets them. And I remember being told that, oh, my roommate has that above his bed, and different things, and that was a little concerning. But
a little masturbatory fodder. Yeah.
So I like to think they just appreciate our abilities in gymnastics. But I really do think that, all honesty, I believe that I'm a confident person intimately with my husband because of I'm confident about my body and what I can physically do.
Excellent. Thank you, Janae.
You're welcome.
And if you'd like to learn more about Janae and the work that she does, you can check it out at gmcoaching.com. Sexual fun fact number 350. Since Janae here is 5 months pregnant, this sexual fun fact is in her honor.
True or false? Many women feel hornier during pregnancy.
You tell me.
I know more than you.
True, although it may vary. During the first trimester, women are more likely to notice a decline in sex drive with rapid hormone changes and potential morning sickness. However, the second trimester can see a substantial increase in libido with greater blood flow to the sex organs, and some women report feeling sexier with their more rounded, shapely bodies. Some women maintain this ramped up drive into the last trimester, while others experience discomfort and disinterest due to the growing fetus. The Den recommend. Janae and her husband Russell are a wonderful example of a happily married couple with great communication, personal accountability, and awareness around creating joy and fun in their marriage. A book that I think is really helpful in making shifts to create such a relationship is Susan Campbell's book, Getting Real, where she outlines 10 truth skills you need to live an authentic life. As the back cover says, we all value honest and open communication, but most of us don't have the necessary skills to even know how to be honest with ourselves, let alone know how to communicate that to a partner. Topics include being transparent, welcoming feedback, noticing your intent, sharing mixed emotions, and embracing the silence of not knowing. This is a really compelling read to show us that a lot of the silly things we argue about in relationships really come from our own insecurities, taking things personally, and not owning our own stuff. I can definitely recommend this book to strengthen a relationship and ultimately bring more intimacy and joy. So, have you ever had sex with a gymnast? Let me know and visit me at DrJennsDen.com or ZipZapToys.com or email me at Jennifer@DrJennsDen.com. And if you're a woman who's interested in greater passion, relationship satisfaction, and self-love in your life, drop me an email so we can set up a free trial session to see how I could serve as your female sexual empowerment coach. So go be transparent and be kind to yourself. Masturbatory fodder on the show before.
What's fodder?
Every opportunity to say it because you like the sound.
Oh, I do like the sound. I've said that before. I love the sound of masturbatory fodder.
Like material to masturbate to? Is that what
Janae was masturbatory fodder at Penn State.
I didn't even catch the fodder. I just heard masturbatory and knew what she
and you're
meant,
all,
and I didn't. Because that's really what it was. I mean, you know that. Yeah. And it was kind of like...